let's go, because you know what I came in to do.
I don't get paid for overtime. I'm here to fight.
It's Campos now. Underwhelming opponent for me personally. I don't think no one really cares about him. It's the Sonny signing to DAZN and the MATCHROOM show, and that's fine. It's been like that pretty much every single fight.
Next Saturday, Wembley Arena, Sonny Edwards makes his DAZN and MATCHROOM debut, defending his IBF flyweight title for the 4th time against ANDREAS Campos from Chile. Now, Sonny has a record of 19-0, 4 inside the distance, 27 years of age. His opponent is a year younger at 26, with 15 wins, no defeats, 4 inside the distance. He also has a 4.5-inch reach advantage over Sonny, with a 64.5-inch reach compared to Sonny's 60-inch reach. They're both around the 5'3" mark in height. Should be a good fight. As you heard in that clip at the start of the vid, Sonny was very dismissive of Campos, and let's hope that's just for the camera. I would have thought, that he's prepared diligently and studied his opponent, because his opponent is okay. Nothing extraordinary. Doesn't seem to be a tremendous banger. Slightly higher KO percentage than Sonny, but he does dig very well to the body with the left hook and the right hook. He likes that right uppercut. Fancies his chances with that punch. Good punch output. Looks pretty tough. Sonny can't afford to sleep on this guy. Too much at stake. Now he's with DAZN. We have to look at the possibility of matches against the likes of Martinez, Bam. But as much as Sonny talks about him being able to defeat his opponents at world title level without power, yeah, he was sober enough to acknowledge that he himself doesn't have power. And I don't want to elevate power above all other strengths and qualities as a boxer, because that would be dumb to do so. But if you don't have anything to keep your opponent off, all it takes is a little strategy from your opponent, and they don't have to be elite. Cut the ring off. Stop a moving target like Sonny from making his escape routes. Cut the ring off effectively, and that title could be in jeopardy. Just keeping it real. Sonny is an acquired taste, admittedly. Very elusive, very difficult to hit with single punches. And if Campos is going to have any success, he has to cut the ring off and he has to throw in volume. I'd be shocked if Campos went back to Chile with the belts. I would be extremely shocked. Sonny's back foot game, his ability to make you miss and come back with his own counters will more than likely get him the victory. Possibly hits a little harder than Sonny, but I don't see any exceptional head movement or footwork or anything that Sonny probably hasn't seen before to suggest that he could take the belt. I don't want to make it seem that I don't appreciate good boxing. Some of us would like to see opponents hit the deck here and there though. But I'll be watching. I'm looking forward to his DAZN MATCHROOM debut. I'll just prepare my mind for a boxing clinic and I'll enjoy it. Makes you wonder why Frank Warren never came out to do videos to do damage control amongst the rumours that Tyson Fury was looking for fights with Dempsey McKean and Jai Opataya, or even Zhilei Zhang. But as soon as Anthony Joshua's name came up, he came running out of the pub he was in. Get me a camera and call up IFL or Boxing Social straight away. I believe Tyson Fury went rogue. I don't think he consulted Bob Arum. I don't think he consulted Frank Warren. He came out and made the statement, I sent a contract to AJ, which he didn't. Then Eddie said, no, we haven't got no contract. And then, George Warren, Francis and Frank had to run about, grab up the old drafts they made in 2022 from the other aborted attempt to make AJ and Fury, get their story together and said, yeah, we did send a contract. But I don't even think they were thinking about AJ, in all truth. I could be wrong, but I don't believe him. The reason Tyson Fury called out AJ, in my opinion, is he feels left out. It's an attention thing. If you see Tyson Fury recently playing around with Israel Adesanya, if that's how you pronounce, the Nigerian UFC fighter, always mentioning Francis Ngannou, Conor McGregor, all these call-outs of different boxers. He likes his name to be amongst the big names, amongst, the big fight talk. And the whole prospect of him having to sit through 6 months or so of back and forth news and banter between Wilder and AJ, and his name isn't in the conversation, is too much for him. He knows how big that event is going to be, and him not involved in it is not sitting well with him. So he kind of tried to disrupt AJ and Wilder's moment by inserting himself in there, seeing if he could manipulate, or seeing who he could manipulate. Can he manipulate AJ to divert from his plans? Although we'll talk about them plans, the so-called AJ plans, in a minute. See if he can make AJ jump to his tune. Who are you going to fight Wilder for? He's got no strap. I've already beaten him 3 times. Fight me at Wembley. And then, you know, he might also be trying to rub it in Wilder's face. Look, you're nobody. I can just take your opponents. I've destroyed you. Because he doesn't like Wilder. He knows how infuriated Wilder would be if he could take that AJ fight away from him. And before you're in the comment section saying, Beats, you're reaching. No, I'm not reaching. Tyson Fury likes to believe he is the master of manipulating the mind game. I remember watching a video, and I can't remember what channel or outlet it was on, or I'd try and pull up the receipt. But Eddie Hearn was talking to Shelly Finkel. It was a situation where they were close to making the Wilder AJ fight. And Tyson Fury, 300 pounds and out of shape, phoned up. Was it the boxing voice? He phoned up, got on the line, and begged Eddie Hearn not to fight Wilder, but to fight him, even though he wasn't in shape. Couldn't stand his name being out of the conversation, even though he wasn't in shape to fight. He already told us before the last negotiation with Usyk that nobody wants to see no middleweight Ukraine who speaks bad English. They don't want to see them fight. He already said that out of his own mouth.
That's it.
Usyk ain't one of them either.
No. Usyk ain't on the list. He's a no-name. No one's interested, and it doesn't make any money. So what would I want to fight him for? It's a small cruiserweight. A foreigner don't speak good English, and nobody's really interested anyway. He's not setting anything alight. I want the big fights that people are interested in, and that ain't one of them.
What if he was to beat Joshua?
Still, it won't be a big fight. He's still a foreigner in a westernised world. The belts are back in the West, and they're going to stay there. And, you know, for whatever it sounds like, the heavyweight champion should be from Britain or America and nowhere else.
Now, I have to admit, I can't always pin it on one thing. Sometimes I think he doesn't like the Usyk fight stylistically. And then other times I think he's just not motivated to fight the guy. You know, Klitschko, he didn't have no great personality. But what he had was a 10-year reign of the title and 3 belts. Well, Usyk has 3 belts, but he doesn't have a 10-year reign. And it's not like Tyson Fury can be selective. If he wants to be champ, he has to fight whoever's champion. But this situation is different. I believe if Usyk had a bit of a smack talk game and was a bit out there a little more, even though he is out there, but I think Tyson kind of draws off a lot of his opponents' personalities and their celebrity, and that revs him up to want to fight them. And I just don't think Usyk does that for him. That's my other theory. And then other times I do believe that the stylistic matchup makes him a little apprehensive, because I'll be honest with you, Usyk, that championship round finish shit he does is Hall of Fame worthy. His punch output, foot speed, it's probably a combination of both. The skill set is a little worrying, and I don't think Usyk is motivating him because of the risk reward. Tyson weighing upwards to 20 stone, 6'8", would be an overwhelming favourite with the bookmakers. And I think Tyson does like that. Oh, I'm going to rub it in your face when I upset the odds. Maybe the fear factor isn't there for Usyk. But whatever it is, he doesn't want that fight. Now, AJ's so-called plans. We've heard that a potential DILLIAN Whyte fight in August, and then Deontay Wilder in December. But AJ came out on Twitter and said, I don't know about any talks to fight DILLIAN Whyte. Every day, AJ this, AJ that. AJ's hairline's going way back, but I'll still fuck your girl. Go retweet that. DILLIAN, he replied, How about you stop being a bitch and let's make this fight, you fucking weird guy, always talking shit, tweeting stuff, then deleting. Be a man, you little bitch, at Anthony Joshua. I mean, I have to be fair. I don't like when Gervonta Davis does it, the tweet delete thing, and if you tweet something, leave it up there, bro. Leave it up there. Is he just effing with Dillian, perhaps frustrating him a little, or does he have different plans? Hopefully he doesn't leave us hanging too long. Let's find out what's going on, AJ. We want to know. People want to know. What's going on? Are you fighting Dillian or not? We want to know. It's a bit all over the place. It seems like Dillian is more in tune with Eddie Hearn. Dillian wants to fight. Eddie Hearn seems to be suggesting it's going to be Dillian in August. AJ says he hasn't heard nothing.
Everybody, the wait is over. It's game time. ERROL Spence, Terence Crawford, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody come out, show support, and watch me fry this fish.
It's coming, Spence. It's coming. It's coming. You beat Crawford, you wish. He's going to fry you like fish. Fish. Trying to work out this Tank Davis thing. What did he get arrested for? House arrest violation. He wanted to spend his sentence in some lavish hotel room he purchased. Sent to jail for breaching conditions. Or did he get arrested for beating a hobo up and taking his cardigan? Because the cardigan looked like discarded and torn up. But maybe that's fashion. What do I know? Maybe Tank's like one of them dudes who I grew up with in Tottenham. Just likes jail and prison and shit like that. I mean, everybody thought he got a blind with a sentence that he could spend it at his trainer's house. What, your trainer's house that bad? What, they didn't have a PlayStation in there? A decent shower? Or bed? You couldn't get food in there? What's the problem?
How long will this last? You seem to love crime. Today you're out here, tomorrow you do time.
I spoke the other day that EUBANK unwittingly got stuck in the middle of a promoter spat between Ben Shalom and Eddie Hearn. Obviously Shalom, he wants EUBANK Smith 2. It's one of the more lucrative fights he can produce on Boxer and Sky. And Eddie wants EUBANK and Ben. And they both made statements. I spoke about it and I played both snippets from both Ben and Eddie. And they both seemed very keen to outdo the other. Now I haven't heard anything from Ben. Right now, it looks like Eddie's gone 1-0 up, declaring that they are now very close to making EUBANK versus Conor Ben again, potentially in Abu Dhabi. Does Ben have a reply?
Everything was all good just a week ago.
Okay, the story takes place in Spain, 2012, MGM Gym, acronym for Macklin's Gym Marbella. It's Matthew Macklin's baby. It later becomes MTK Global, acronym for Mac the Knife. They offer services to boxers, managerial, contractual, promotional, etc. They even put on their own cards. IFL TV, ESPN. They've got a vast roster of boxers using their services. Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, Carl Frampton, Michael Conlan, Josh Taylor, Jojo Diaz, O'Hara Davis, Dan Aziz, Savannah Marshall, amongst a whole lot of others that I can't remember off the top. Rumor has it that it's funded by drug money, and allegedly they have some dodgy associates. Jamie Moore, top British trainer, was shot in the leg. Thankfully, he recovered with no lasting injuries. It was shortly after that they switched from MGM, Macklin's Gym Marbella, to MTK. The alleged top man, Daniel Kinahan, an alleged crime kingpin whose name is always associated for the Regency Hotel shooting in 2016, which put the kibosh on boxing in Ireland for several years until Katie Taylor brought it back last month at the Free Arena against Chantel Cameron. Kinahan is the silent partner, supposedly, but he's not very silent. We've seen him with a host of boxers and well-known promoters. He's pulling strings. He is on the verge of pulling off potentially the biggest financially grossing fight in British boxing, European boxing. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua for undisputed heavyweight honours. Then BBC Panorama bring out a documentary which brings light to all of the alleged drug deals and poaching of fighters and a host of other unsavoury allegations. This is 2021. The fight doesn't come off. So how powerful were MTK Global? Well, Kinahan in 2021 was ranked the 42nd most powerful person in boxing by the Boxing News. Now that is extremely high. It's a top 50, but it's extremely high. Here's why. They didn't want to rank him at all, but his impact in boxing was so great he had to be ranked. But at number 11 most powerful person, according to the Boxing News, was the CEO of MTK Global, Bob Yalen. That's how powerful they were. By early last year, April, the US government put $5 million bounties on Daniel Kinahan and each of his alleged associates, banned from America. He's basically immobilized from boxing. The likes of Michael Conlan, Carl Frampton, Tyson Fury are advised to distance themselves from MTK. Soon after that year, MTK closed their doors. PROBELLUM pop up. They would try and tell you they have nothing to do with MTK. Richard Schaefer is one of the main figureheads of PROBELLUM. But the jig is up. None of the main promoters will mess with PROBELLUM fighters. And if they're suspected of having any association there, they have to sign a waiver that they're not associated, affiliated to PROBELLUM or any remnants of MTK. They had a deal with Eurosport PROBELLUM. That's a major broadcaster. They were signing fighters every week. There's Jack Catterall, Troy Williamson, Liam Williams, Sonny Edwards, Nonito Donaire, Badu Jack, Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist Jalaloff, Regis Prograis, Paul Butler, and a host of other fighters. Eurosport bailed out on them. The last few world-class fighters they had, Jack Catterall and Sonny Edwards, have ended up on Matchroom. And that's it. That's it really. Like kaputs, and like the only remnants are this disrupt promotions. A lot of people are saying this is PROBELLUM, this is MTK. But they've been forced underground. Their next card is in July in Uzbekistan. Paul Butler, Stephen Cairns, Joe McGrill, Jan Marcus, neither of them are from Uzbekistan, have basically been exiled. The British Boxing Board and Control are not going to license no disrupt cards. And America, you saw the bounties they put on any Kinahan, MTK associates. It's not happening. It's not happening. Nobody speaks about MTK or PROBELLUM these days, but, you know, it's kind of humbling, though, to think how they grew so big and just got dismantled like that in such a short time.
Everything was all good just a week ago.